And isn't it interesting that the same people that we identify as support are the same people that we push away? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it's kind of that.
What do you mean?
Huh?
That means, like, what do you mean? I hurt you. I haven't been near you.
Or, just we consider these people supportive, the same people that we identify as those we can go to for help are the same people we try to avoid.
Right.
And really we're trying to avoid that because we don't want help. And so when you get to this place, you identify that support because you are ready to accept the help. And you put it out there, those triggers, those warning signs, what the definition of support means to me, what I need for you to do to be a supporter. Recognize it, whether it's, calling me, have someone check on me, come into my door yourself, texting, what does support mean? And Sandy and I, we defined it for her support system. Because some people, when they see self-care starting to deteriorate, their thought is, well, I called her, so she must not want to talk, or she'll call me when she's ready, or he'll, there are these parameters that you assume that if they care more, they'd be coming by more, and they're thinking, well, I don't want to bother them. And so if you don't put it out there, what you expect as a supporter, then there's that, everybody's confused.
Yeah, the fact that you want them to be more assertive and more...
Being more assertive, yeah. Or even aggressive if need be,
that word aggressive.
Particularly when it comes to substance use. I mean, you need someone that's going to be persistent. So if you were looking to have that same conversation, welcome back.
Thanks.
If you were looking to have that same conversation with the people that you consider supportive and the people that you want help from, what would be the triggers to what does deterioration of self-care look like? How would you what does that look like?
Not responding, not being responsive to phone calls or talks or
not going out as much, I guess.
avoidance.
Okay, what about physical?
Oh, yeah.
What does that look like?
Not pretty.
Candy wrappers.
So it could be weight gain.
Weight gain.
For some people, it could be weight loss, right?
Yeah, because with women it goes either way.
And with men. But the people that you identify as your supporters need to know, if I start losing weight, that means I'm using. If I gain weight, that means I'm using.
Right.
Your skin tone changes, right? We talked about that even with stress, like how, which all of these can. And I guess the common denominator there is when the stress goes up, so does the craving to use.
No, I won't talk as much.
So, like poor communication?
Yeah.
Or lack. Any other physical things you can think of?
I can remember looking in the mirror a couple times, and a few times I glanced in the mirror, just looked like be white as it goes, smelled like a fucking raccoon, been up for days.
Mm-hmm. So kind of skin tone and eyes? Mm-hmm. Or even just eyes can be just by themselves.
A lack of clarity in the redness. You can look tired, but there's a whole different thing.
Red, or you just said like dilated,
yeah,
or raccoon. Oh, so like circles. Gotcha. So what do the circles come from? Is it really the substance use, or is it something else?
Probably a combination of working crazy hours and using drugs the whole time.
So tired, being overly tired.
Yeah, I can remember just being up for almost weeks at a time, and then you get to Sunday, they work Saturday, and get to Sunday and sleep all day long on Sunday.
And were you able to stay up by using? Is that what you used?
Oh yeah, during the week, yeah, absolutely. Go out and score in the morning before work, so you could work, and then in the evening after and stay up all night because you're high and you gotta go score again before work because you're fucking tired because you stayed up all night and they had to go.
Gosh, quite the cycle, right?
Being hung
I've
over
been
at work.
into many jobs. Boss,
So tardiness?
yeah, boss, like, it's 9 o'clock, dude. Where you at? You left the shop at 6. I'm on 95. I'm going 95.
So eyes tired. What about the what's that? Lying?
Your clothes can be disheveled too.
Well, we're talking about what are the signs that you're not using self-care? Would that be lying? I mean, I put poor communication. So,
No, he said,
Clothes are disheveled.
so hygiene, like poor hygiene,
Yeah.
personal, yeah.
Your hair is messed up.
What about just like overall appearance? You know, people stop caring about. I know, you know, where I work at Williamsville. It's really very interesting to see the transition often from the time someone walks in the door until the time they leave, and you know, just the motivation to get up and get ready for the day. You know, the way they look, their overall appearance just becomes brighter, and they spend more time, you know, like they dress, you know, they might be in baggy clothes when they come in, but a couple of weeks later they've, you know, got their nicer looking clothes on, or, you know, it's like, not for everyone, but I mean, I would say that hygiene definitely plays, like there's definitely there's an improvement. So clothing choice, would y'all say that that's affected when you are not using self-care?
nah.
All my clothes have
could
turned
be
into work
sometimes.
clothes.
Yeah,
All of your clothes have turned into work clothes?
Yeah, all my clothes have been worked in just because, you know, got to the point you just notice that you don't do laundry and you end up starting to wear your nice shirts and you get shit on and before you know it, all your clothes are work clothes.
Right.
And also, I'll add to that is everything starts to become work clothes. In order to give a crap, because it's been my experience before they made the dress shirts mandatory, is, you know, all you got is work clothes because on Sunday and Saturday you don't care about going out and get a nice shirt. That's been my experience.
So would that fit into the clothing category?
What's that?
So would that fit into the clothing category?
Sure.
Some people would consider self-care like, you know, making sure that you are shopping, kind of, you know, some people shopping means self-care, but I mean, just in general, when you need new clothes or new shoes or whatever.
I noticed that I have money for those things now.
Yeah, you mentioned, would you say that one of the warning signs would be like broke?
Asking them more on
Yeah. Okay, so using, so these are warning signs that your self-care has waned. All right, so if you're going to have a conversation with someone that you want to be assertive, persistent with you, if they're going to see warning signs, and it's really important that everyone have that conversation with their support system, what your expectations are as far as being that support. How are you going to help me when I feel like I'm around triggers, or, you know, if I'm not reaching out to you, what are the signs you need to look for so you can reach out to me and be persistent about it? And are there what would be the number one for you?
I'd probably say poor communication or lack of communication, those kind of signs. But that could be because I'm tired of working too much.
But that still could be a warning sign, and it's always good, even if you have been working too much and that's what it's about, it's still good to have that support system come to you and say, hey, I notice your eyes are red. Is everything okay? Tell me about what's going on. Open the door for communication, because if no one's communicating to you, you're not going to start the communication if there is something going on, right? So would you be willing to tell someone that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I want everyone to kind of say out loud what their warning signs would be to communicate to someone that you identify as your support, and have that conversation, because that's part of